Chapter 2. I've made up my mind. My mum says that when I've made up my mind about something, nothing will ever make me change it again. Sometimes she'll laugh and say, "You're just like your father. You're as stubborn as a mule." But I don't mind. I like it when she says I'm like my dad, because even though you are not supposed to have favourites, I think my dad really is my favourite. Anyway, I have made my mind up, and my new birthday is going to be on July the 5th. Well, I only had 2 months to choose from. July the 5th it is. In the car. Dad.
Why the 5th?
Me. Because my name begins with E, and E is the 5th letter in the alphabet. Dad.
Oh.
He looked very disappointed and said that it was a very unimaginative explanation. I didn't want to tell him that the number 5 was Laura's lucky number. I didn't want to tell him that sometimes, if we were sharing a bag of sweets, Laura would count them out, and even if it meant I got more than her, she would always just count out 5 for herself. 5 Skittles, 5 Maltesers, 5 Haribos. Always 5. July the 5th it is. I've circled it on my calendar. Mum doesn't know it yet, but I've changed the date on mine and Laura's birth certificates too. I figured if I was having a new birthday, then Laura would want one too. Last night I couldn't sleep. The bed felt lumpy and my eyes just wouldn't stay shut. Maybe it was because Mum didn't come in and say goodnight. She was in another mood. Dark times, my dad calls it. Well, I wish he'd switch the light on. I lay there for a long time, trying to decide if Greta was right about my haircut. She'd told me at school that even though some of it has grown back, I still look a bit like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. And I told her that if we were talking about cartoon characters, she'd look a lot like Marge Simpson. I didn't mean to make her cry, but everyone said I was being nasty, and it wasn't her fault that the swimming pool had turned her hair a funny shade of blue. I had to spend the rest of the lunch break sitting on my own pretending to read a book while Greta and her friends sat by the fire escape staring at me and laughing. The more they laughed and pointed, the more I pretended that the book was the most amazing thing I had ever read, which wouldn't have been so bad had it been the right way up. So I sat there staring at the upside-down pages of my brother's library book, and in the end decided that Rocky Robin and the Rabbits was much more interesting the wrong way up. Anyway, I was trying to go to sleep and had just turned onto my stomach when I heard a rustle, followed by a very familiar sigh. Then a voice. Voice. July? Why July? I lay there completely still. Perhaps it was the telly. Perhaps my mum was talking on the phone. After a while I decided that I had imagined it, and I was just drifting off to sleep when I heard a little cough. Voice. Hello? Why July? I felt my skin prickle and my heart beat a little faster. This time I knew I had not imagined it. Me. Laura? Voice. Yes, Laura. Who else would it be? Me. Is that really you? The voice went quiet. Perhaps I had been dreaming. Stupid me, I thought. Now I'm hearing voices. Voice. Sort of. I sat up quickly and tried to see around the room. Me. Well then, what pyjamas am I wearing? There was a silence, and then a sigh. Voice. My old ones, with the chocolate ice cream stain on the sleeve.